Hi guys, welcome to December's Dispatches. Hard to believe, but that's the year almost over, and it's been quite a year. Quite a few new releases, and of course the launching of our all metal, all singing, all dancing Tiger tanks, which have been very well received, and I'm looking forward to releasing more. And in fact, shortly I'll be doing a preview of our next all metal tank, and some of you may be happy to know that it's not a Tiger this time. But anyway, before all of that, looking back on the year that we've just come through, what was great was once again being able to travel, and I was able to go down to Australia to visit lots of old friends and our dealers down there. I had a great time, and that was followed up by September and October when I was over in Chicago for Matt Murphy's all new but a throwback to previous years, the Toy Soldier show in Chicago, but brand new venue, brand new organiser, and a great time was had by all, and I'm certainly looking forward to going back next year. From there it was down to Texas, and that's where I unfortunately caught COVID, which is a real drag, and meant I had to cancel the event we'd planned for Texas. However, just delayed, and I hope next year, 2024, we'll be able to put the event back on again. But before we get into the latest releases for December, I'm actually on my travels once more in a couple of days' time. I'll be flying first of all to Milan to meet up with our good friend Stefano Allorini of Cymex, who are our national distributor for Italy. And I've not been to Europe again for the last 4 years, so it'll be terrific to meet up with our friends in Italy and Stefano. And in fact, we're taking part in the Milan Hobby Show, which is the Christmas edition. They have several of these throughout the year. Huge venue and a huge number of all kinds of different hobby things that particularly guys enjoy. And Stefano, of course, is the Toy Soldier guy at that show. So we'll be attending with him. And that's actually on, let me just see, that will be on Sunday the 26th of November in Milan. And I'll be there with Stefano and his guys, and looking forward to meeting quite a few of our Italian collectors. The following day, Monday, the 27th, we fly to Paris. And in Paris, again, I'll be linking up with several of our French dealers, two in particular. In fact, the two ladies of Sol de Thalys, who have got this amazing gem of a Toy Soldier shop right in the heart of Paris, literally within a stone's throw of the Arc de Triomphe. Beautiful little store, one of my favourite places to visit to. So I'll be meeting up with the two ladies there, and after that I'll then be joining another event in Paris, which is being organised by Figurines and Collection, one of our other French dealers, and that's Philippe and his wife Valerie, who will be putting on an all-day event in Paris. And again, that's for mostly French collectors, but we get people coming from Belgium, even from as far away as Lebanon. But considering what's going on in the Middle East at the moment, not quite sure if our friends from Lebanon will be able to make it. However, that will be great. So we'll be in Paris for a few days, and after all of that, we'll be taking the Eurostar to London and attending the December London show. That is held at Haverstock School, which is near Camden. Again, you can find all the details if you go on the internet and look for the London Toy Soldier Show, the December show. And we'll actually be on Stefano's table. Stefano flies all the way from Italy to put on a terrific display in London, and we'll be there with him, and looking forward to that also. From London, a couple of days later, we're then flying on to Stuttgart in Germany, and we'll be meeting up with one of our top German dealers, Markus Heiss-Hassler. And in fact, we did an event with Markus I'm going to say it must have been 6 or 7 years ago, I believe, which was great fun, and we've not been back to Germany since. So Marcus has organised another event for his collectors, and we'll be there as well. So looking forward to meeting our German collectors. We're just taking a few of our future items that that you guys will be seeing shortly as well. So we'll be promoting all of that. So that's my travel plans. And by the way, we're doing all of this in 13 days. So it's going to be fairly hectic. And after Germany, it's back to Hong Kong and back to work in the run up to Christmas. But as I like to say, before all of that, there's all of this. Now, just behind me, you'll see a little collection of German AFRIKA. These are all brand new AFRIKA. In fact, if I counted correctly, there are 7 individual AFRIKA figures. It's a kind of behind the lines scene. And part of the reason we're doing this is we're bringing out a whole raft of new AFRIKA figures that will be joining up with our brand new AFRIKA tiger. Now this is not exactly the same tiger as the ones that you've seen previously. It incorporates many of the features that were exclusive to those tigers that were sent to Africa in, I believe, 42, 43. The Tiger tank will be coming out within the first half of 2024, and in the run up to all of that, there's going to be more and more AFRIKA figures. And we've not done any AFRIKA figures for quite a while, and although you won't see it in this particular photograph here, you may see it in another one that we'll put up to go with this, and you'll see in fact, 2 brand new Rommel figures, or the same figure of Erwin Rommel, the German field marshal that was in charge of the AFRIKA. But when we did our research, he wore a variety of different uniforms, even in North Africa. So we've incorporated 2 of his best known uniforms that we've never done exactly like this before. So look out for that. From that, we move to something completely different, and our Blues and Royals. Now, many of you will have seen the other Blues and Royals figures that are in this little display here, but the one that's being released, and that in fact we were very pleased with, is the figure of the Blues and Royals officer leading the parade here. This was suggested, I think I mentioned this before, by one of our collectors who's actually a senior officer in the Blues and Royals but also collects our figures, and he sent me a terrific batch of photographs showing lots of detail that we've incorporated into the figures. So because he's on his own, I thought we might as well give him some company, and as you can see, some of the others. Now, also in this month's dispatches, you'll see an illustration, or several illustrations, of Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, who is the Colonel-in-Chief of the Blues and Royals, and often will appear on parade, especially things like Trooping the Colour, in the uniform of a colonel. And in fact, her uniform, obviously her being female, was adapted to suit her. Very nice figure. It, I hope, will be coming out in the first quarter of next year, but we'll give you a little sneak preview of the illustrations that I supplied to the sculptors in China for them to copy. So I hope you'll like that too. Now, as you can see here, there's 2 little buildings, and each has got a story. The one over here that you can see with the Blues and Royals coming through the main gate is actually our latest representation of the Edinburgh Castle main gateway. Now, I don't know how many of you know anything about Edinburgh Castle, but it's probably Scotland's most famous castle because it sits atop Castle Rock, which was this it was once a volcano, but obviously it doesn't do that any longer. But it sits right on the very top of Castle Rock, and it overlooks Scotland's capital city of Edinburgh. And anyone that visits Edinburgh, you have to visit the castle. It's just, it is the most amazing views of the entire city, and you can see why they put the fortress there. and it was a fortress. They reckon there was always some kind of fortification there, but the castle that you see today and and much of the stonework that's still you can see of the castle was started in about the year 1100 or 12, maybe a little bit later, 1200 I should say, in the reign of King David I of Scotland. Because of its position, because it is, I believe, Scotland's largest fortress, it's certainly the most famous one, it's played a very important part in Scottish history. So many of the struggles that have taken place in Scotland's history before the union of Scotland and England to form Great Britain took place in and around the castle. So this castle was involved in the Scottish Wars of Independence, and which took place in the 13th and 14th centuries. And it was also involved in the Jacobite rebellions of 1715 and 1745. Now, it's always had some kind of military garrison. Obviously, in olden days, the garrison was much larger. However, even today, the castle still has a military garrison. And if you can visit this place, you will see regular army soldiers on duty, usually from Scotland's own regiment, the Royal Regiment of Scotland, which was an amalgamation of all the different Scottish regiments that took place, I think, around 2006. But very colourful. Another thing that features the main gateway, every year in September, at the same time as the Edinburgh Festival, there is what they call the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. And this is a huge military extravaganza that involves all kinds of displays of different aspects of British military and overseas military that's invited to take part. But one of the most spectacular events is the massed pipes and drums, where they usually gather anywhere from 10 to 12 to 14 pipe bands together, and they put on this magnificent display. And the display takes place on what they call the Esplanade, which is a big open area in front of the castle that leads up to this main gate. So if you look closely at the main gate itself, you'll see that there are two statues that flank the entranceway. These two statues are actually representing two of Scotland's greatest heroes, King Robert the Bruce and Sir William Wallace. And again, they were involved in that Scottish War of Independence that I mentioned before. So they flank the main gate. And then above the main gate, if you look closely, you'll see there is also the Scottish coat of arms, which features the lion rampant. That's up there. The whole thing comes in this beautiful full colour package box that gives you the history of the castle as well. Special presentation box. Within the box, obviously, special packing for this great model, facade I should say. And it comes with a special certificate because we've only made 300 of these items. So after the 300 are sold, that will be it. It's a one-off item, but it's a great backdrop, as you can see, for any kind of ceremonial troops. Obviously, in this case, we've put the Blues and Royals, but you can put any of our guardsmen or the Black Watch or Royal Marines or any of our ceremonial figures you can use with this. It's a perfect backdrop. Now, earlier we go from Edinburgh, we go to the Middle East, and this little building here, this is actually what we call our desert manger. Now, when we launched our Desert Village series quite a few years ago, we had what we called the Desert Stables, and many people of our collectors used that when they were building any kind of nativity scene for our Life of Jesus series, focusing on the birth of Jesus and the whole Christmas thing. Well, that building, that structure, was sold out a long time ago, but we've always had newer collectors that came into the hobby that couldn't get hold of that building and said, look, can you make a manger or a stables that would be suitable for our Life of Jesus nativity? So I come up with a brand new design. It's got some of the features that we had in the original design, but it's got lots of original other details, and I think there's actually a bit more detail in this one than there was in the original one. It's a little bit smaller, but it's very useful, and as you can see here, it can be used with all kinds of different historical periods. So you don't have to stick with the LOJ series. You can use Napoleon in Egypt, you can use the Afrika Corps, you could use British 8th Army, you could use Lawrence of Arabia. There could be all kinds of different uses for this little building, especially if you have one or two of the existing Desert Village buildings. So that is the Desert Manger, and that all of the items you see today will be available from early December. So I hope you take the opportunity to have a closer look. We'll be showing close-ups of everything, and you can check out those. But apart from that, I'll look forward to meeting up personally with quite a few collectors from around Europe over the next couple of weeks. And let's see what January brings, and let's see what Christmas brings for all of you. But let me take this opportunity to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, a peaceful, healthy and prosperous new year, and let's look forward to 2024. Thanks again, and I'll see some of you soon. Cheers.